Missing in Missouri is an investigative podcast dedicated to finding as much information as we can in missing person cases and ultimately find the truth. Since episode 3, we've gotten a big response. I think that episode 3 was powerful, but I also think word is getting around about the podcast and about Dana, which is a really good thing.
Yeah, we've had a lot of feedback from many different people.
I feel like now we're kind of running because we've been contacted by people who knew Dana before she was with her children's father, which is a huge thing for us because we, through all of our research, had been thinking, well, all she had was his family. That's all that she had. And now, I don't even know how to put it, excited to be able to talk to these people who knew Dana before she was with her children's father.
I find it so amazing that the stories that we're hearing now about Dana are stories that they help with us. They help everybody because you start to understand Dana as a person more. You know, and for the people out there that would say, well, she probably just ran off. No, she did not just run off.
We had heard not only from the people who knew her after she got with her children's father, but also before then, she was always with her children. She would never just leave her kids.
And the interview you're going to hear today, you know, Ellen's interview was very powerful, and it set a lot of this in motion. It got a lot of these people contacting us and got us in touch with a lot of people. The interview you're going to hear today is, I think, a very powerful interview as well.
I think definitely.
It puts a lot of things in perspective. Having said all that, it also renewed. It helped renew. Like, we always knew we were doing the right thing. We always knew we didn't want to give up. But we were having a hard time, especially when people didn't want to talk, and you just keep getting the same stories over and over.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
But when you finally get somebody that knew Dana, that can tell us how Dana was when she was growing up, what life was like for her, what she meant to people. Dana touched a lot of people. Dana has a lot of people out there that wants to know answers. And speaking with these people has at least given me so much more fuel to keep going. Like I said before, it's going to take all of us to figure this out. You know, we can't just have we have a puzzle. And I feel like for the longest time we only had the outside edge of the puzzle. Well, that's fine, you know where your boundaries are. But you need those other puzzle pieces from the middle to see what you actually got. And I'm not going to say that we're going to get all those puzzle pieces. But the more we get, the better picture we can see. And we're starting to see the picture. It's just amazing that we're coming this far, because you and I never thought that it would be like this.
At all.
We're starting to hit solid ground. We're not going deeper into the hole. We're actually starting to hit solid ground. And for anybody out there that didn't want to talk to us because of fear or didn't want to get involved, now is your time to get involved.
You know, there's many different ways to contact us, and if that means that you have to make a Facebook profile that is just there to send us a message through our Missing in Missouri Facebook page, whether you send us an email, and here pretty soon, within the next week, we'll have a line for you guys to call that will have an answering machine. And It won't have caller ID on it. So you can even call us anonymously and leave a message. Because we know it probably is nerve-wracking to have held information for so long and then think, well, even if I call the police anonymously, who knows? I'm sure that can be nerve-wracking.
Absolutely. And it's probably scary. But I'm going to say this. Every crime has a statute of limitations. And we've heard many of rumors. But for whatever crime you think you might be a part of, if you are a part of this disappearance, it has a statute of limitations. And I want you to imagine something. Imagine it's your mom. Imagine it's your sister, your daughter, or your best friend that's missing. Wouldn't you want to know? Even if we never know, even if you never knew who did it or what happened, you would still want to be able to put that person at rest. The family deserves that. The town deserves that. And it has to be eating at your soul.
Because, starting off, our goal was to find the truth and to find out what happened to her and to find Dana. Even if we don't find the whole truth, even if we can just find Dana, that makes all of this worth it. Not that anything that we've done now hasn't made it worth it, because I think that it has. Dana doesn't deserve to be forgotten, but even if we can just find Dana to help give the people who loved her some kind of peace.
That's the important thing. We're all going to have to answer for what we've done in life, but we really, really need to make peace with it now. And if you know something, no matter how small it is or how small you might think it is, get in contact with us. We have a Facebook page. Create a fake Facebook profile. Tell us what you have to tell us. When we get the phone line set up, we're going to get the number out there. Call and leave a message. We're not going to have it set up with caller ID. It's going to be completely anonymous. Make the right choice. Let's end this.
Let's find Dana.
Let's find Dana.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Zach.
Hello.
Is it okay if I record this?
Yeah.
Okay. I really appreciate this. Well, why don't you just tell me everything? If I have questions, I can chime in, if that's all right.
Okay. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, and if you need to take a break or need to let me go, we can finish it or whenever, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm recording, and you can go ahead if you'd like.
Okay, well, I met Dana. She was living in foster care at the time. We were in high school together. She was a talker boy. She was a goober. She was silly. She'd always make you laugh, no matter what. She had a very uppity personality. We hung out before she got with her children's father. I would take her once a week over to her mom's house or her dad's house, her father's house and her stepmom's house and her sister. She would go stay with her sister now and then. Well, my mom had an apartment. Dana ended up staying with us for a while. And there was Valentine's Day dance coming up. And she was seeing a friend of mine at the time. They were talking, and he's a computer, not Dana's particular type, but he was a really, really good person. Mm-hmm. And I did her hair and her makeup, and she was super excited. And I had a picture of it, but I can't find it for the life of me. And she went to the dance that night, and she had a blast. She came home and talked about it forever. She started seeing, kind of went separate ways. I didn't see her as often. I didn't talk to her as often. I don't really know.
When she got with she just stopped coming around, or was she hanging out with different people then?
She was hanging out with different people. Like, it's been mentioned, don't have a very well reputation.
Yeah.
And she got into stuff that I wasn't into, and
yeah.
It kind of just, I don't know. We never got in a fight or anything. We just went our separate ways.
I don't know if you know this, but I mean, obviously you have to know. I know they said that Dana had like a learning disability.
Yeah, she was a little different. She wanted to fit in, and she did more than she thought she did. I don't know, if you knew her back then, she was totally different. She was amazing. She really was. But whenever everything happened, the Sedalia Police Department actually got a hold of me, and I hadn't spoke to her in 4 or 5 years. I mean, we've seen each other in passing on the streets, and we'd always say hello, because we never left on bad terms. Yeah. I just wasn't into the crowd of people that she was.
Yeah.
And there's several different rumors that went around, and supposedly they've all been dead ends.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of the rumors.
See, I've never had any problems, but then again, I stopped talking to Dana whenever she went around there.
Yeah.
I know the entire family.
Okay.
There's a lot of questions. I don't know. It's crazy and it's saddening. It's sick.
It's really crazy. Because when we first started this, we really didn't think it was going to go, this deep. But there's a lot of politics involved. And
yeah. There's Sedalia is a very messed up town, and if you mess with the wrong people or get involved with the wrong people,
it's dangerous.
It is. I just keep to myself. I stay out of the mix.
Yeah, I know. We get it. We came down there. I guess it was a few weeks ago, probably about a month or so ago, and yeah,
it's very different.
It's very different.
Only getting worse, and it's sad. It's really sad.
And I mean, we're from St. Louis, and we live up in St. Louis, and it's a world. It's a different world.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't understand how someone. I mean, anytime I seen Dana out and about after she was with, I always seen her with her children. Always. There was never a time that I didn't ever see her without her children.
Everybody has said that. Everybody.
Yeah, that's one thing that I know for a fact is true.
So what are some of the rumors that you've heard that...
Well, I've heard that red truck, he was a guy doing construction down here.
Yeah.
And he was pouring the concrete out at, what was that?
Pro Energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've heard that that's where she was, and then I've also heard, like Ellen said, that she was OD'd, they OD'd her and rolled her up in a carpet and ditched her.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about, do you know, about any kind of informants for the Sedalia Police Department, regarding...
Yes. I've heard that name a lot, and I heard that is who did it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Did you know him by chance at all?
I know the name.
Yeah.
But like I said, I stay away from those kind of crowds.
I do not blame you. I don't blame you at all. They're, yeah.
Life is too short. I don't need it shortened.
Yeah. You know, because we tried talking to the people who run the Dana Bruce tribute page.
Yeah.
And they are
all a joke.
very adamantly told us they want nothing to do.
They're all in a circle. Like, they're all, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can elaborate on that, because I tell you what, the theories that we have up here, it's like, if you're wanting to find somebody so bad, you know.
It's not hard to find them. It's really not. It's the fact of getting them
to talk.
Yeah, because they're all related, or they all know everybody, and if something's said, it's not just said to that one person.
Yeah. Yeah, we found that we found that out. It's a difficult lesson, I suppose, we learned.
Yeah.
I just you know, I really appreciate any and all help that
not a problem.
you're doing this.
I love nothing more than to help and let those children have something. Yeah.
Now, do you still talk to Ellen a lot?
I do. I keep in touch with Ellen. I talk to
It just keeps getting deeper and deeper. The rabbit hole, I'm sorry.
No, you're I can help. I would love to.
Well, we have, I don't know if you've listened to the podcast.
I have. Ellen sent me the link. Dana did get it in the wrong crowd. She was doing stuff and I believe that's why the police just blow it off. It's one less addict. I don't know. That's my opinion.
Oh, no, you're the second person to say that exact line.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and, you know, like, you know, I don't care about Dana's past, you know, what, right. You know, we all have skeletons in our closet.
Exactly. We all make mistakes. She never got a chance to
exactly
correct hers.
And if nothing else, as, you know, my wife and I have talked about it extensively, we literally just want to bring attention to it, because, you know, we're here in St. Louis and we've never heard about it. I was, you know, just going on the State Trooper website, and I was like, oh my gosh, and
it's never mentioned. You don't see posters anymore. You don't see anything, and if you mention it, all you hear is name. I mean, it's just a big circle.
Well, and like, it didn't seem like there was a lot of news coverage of it, and I was like, that's crazy, you know, especially, you know, for, you know, a town like Sedalia, and their
whenever you have big heads in the picture, I mean.
Yeah. And like, you know, we heard some stories that even the newspapers were cooperative and wanted to help for a while, but then all of a sudden
they got disturbed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think they are so adamant about not wanting to help people to come together and to help us, or to help anybody?
I believe it'll uncover a lot of mishaps that go around in this town.
Yeah.
I believe there's more to it. Whenever Dana and I lived together, we lived in an apartment where a man had gotten shot, supposedly by a sheriff, and we were the first people to move in there. And supposedly shot this man, but it never went anywhere.
Man. Did Dana have a lot of friends in school?
We were the quiet people. I'm a very shy, quiet person. I keep to myself. I let people approach me.
Yes.
And Dana was the bubbly, friendly. She was, she had friends everywhere. Every type. Anywhere from preps. Like I said, she was dating a friend of mine, and he was an extreme prep computer nerd.
Yeah.
And I think there's something with, I don't know, the bad boys. I feel like she was trying, she could fit in.
Yeah. Do you think at right before she went missing. I've seen pictures of, a few months and a few years before she went missing to right up until she went missing. Do you think she was doing drugs? Okay.
Absolutely. That's why we split ways. Yeah. Dana got into meth really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell from looking at the pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And she stopped having me take her to her sisters, and you could just tell, and it was sad. Really sad. That's not who she was. That's not the Dana I remember.
Yeah.
Where I want her kids to remember.
Yeah. Was Dana close with her biological family, like her aunts and cousins on, I guess it is her dad's side?
I would take her to see her dad, and her stepmom was. She didn't say too much about that situation. She would have me take her to see her sister also. She had a half-sister. And then whenever she started using and seeing, she stopped having me take her to see them as often. But she was seeing her family quite a bit. Yeah. It's a big circle.
Yeah.
It's all connected in one way, but nobody will break. The way I feel about it, they all act like they miss her and they want this for her and whatnot, but one of those people knows something. But
do you have your own idea, or do you believe one theory over the other of what happened to Dana?
I believe she was out partying, and I do believe that she did OD, and I believe they got scared, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
But I believe there was more people there to witness it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's about where we were leading with a lot of things, and yeah, we're finding out that
it's all circled together.
It is very much. It's a vicious circle.
It is,
and it is hard to penetrate to get people to talk. And
yeah, and I hope that I help shed some light on something.
You shed a lot of light on a lot of things. In fact, would you mind, like, if I come up with any more questions, or?
No, absolutely not. If I can help in any way,
okay.
I would love nothing more than to help.
Okay. All right. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk with me and answer questions and actually tell me a lot of stuff I didn't know about Dana, when she was younger, and I think that's really great.
She's an amazing person. She really was.
Yeah. We are finding that out more and more when we talk to more people, and they just tell us, the amazing stories and how she affected so many lives.
Yeah.
In a positive way.
I mean, how are you so positive and bubbly whenever you're in a foster care and still so vibrant? I mean, she was amazing. She was definitely an angel.
She would have had to have been.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of us didn't have that hard of an upbringing, and we turn out to be real assholes sometimes.
Yeah.
And she didn't, and she had, she was a lot worse off than what a lot of other people are. And
yeah, I believe once she got with Nate, she masked a lot of her pain. That was her way of masking and fitting in and being accepted. She had family. She had everything she wanted then. Yeah.
We're actually working on our next episode, so we will, we'll probably
Whenever I heard your all's podcast, Ellen sent me the link, and it's amazing what you all are doing. I know she would truly be grateful. It gave me goosebumps, and it was nice seeing someone stand up and finally someone that doesn't even know her want to help. I mean, not judging or it's really cool of you guys, and thank you.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate that. We literally just want to help because
Right.
you know, she was a person and she deserves that, and her kids deserve that, and anybody that knew her that cared about her deserves that.
Exactly. Like I've always said, aliens just didn't come down and take her away. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Realistically, people.
So we're just doing everything we possibly can to help. So.
Well, that's amazing.
Well, thank you, and I'll let you go for now so you can get back to your day.
Yeah.
And,
well, you're free to call anytime.
Okay, well, I really appreciate that. And if you think of anything, or you have any suggestions or anything, or even want to tell me if the podcast was crappy that day or something,
no.
You feel free to text me or call me anytime.
Well, awesome. I appreciate that. You have a good day.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So what did you think about that interview?
It was so nice to be able to hear from somebody who knew Dana, what she was like. There's just so much to Dana that, you know, we haven't been able to know, because we know that she was always with her kids. We know that her kids were her world. But we also know that there are people who knew Dana before she had her kids. And it was just really moving to hear some of what this person had to say.
I liked the story that they told about the dance that Dana went to, and how Dana was really excited about it. Those are the type of stories that people might think, well, nobody wants to hear that. That's not going to help anything. But it does help. It shows that, guess what? Dana was a person. Dana had loved ones. Dana was loved, and Dana loved. And it's just, there's no words to describe how much that means. I believe that anytime we tell a story about somebody that's no longer here or has passed on, or that's even missing, every story we tell keeps that person either alive longer, remembered longer, and they help us. Dana has touched a lot of people. It's just as inspiring. It really is. You know, and this person said a lot of other things. A lot of things we didn't put in to the podcast. A lot of things that
we want you to know, because I think it really helps to add more and to really shed more light on Dana and what could
have been. You know, we all have demons. We all have a past. And I think the most important thing is, it doesn't matter what your past is or what Dana's past. None of us can judge, and none of us should judge. And nobody should take into consideration a person's past when trying to find them, when trying to determine whether or not this person requires a certain level of police involvement or anything like that. A person is a person. I don't care if you're rich or poor. You deserve the same treatment no matter who you are.
I completely agree.
I think our next episode is going to be just as powerful, if not more powerful. I know I keep saying that. I know we said that about Ellen's interview. I know we said that about this interview with this person. But Dana had a family before she met Children's Father's family. And that family hasn't been heard from. But they're going to be heard from. They have a voice. If nothing else, it will be heard on this podcast. They deserve that. They deserve just as much respect as anybody else, because they loved Dana. Dana loved them. They took care of Dana. And that's what we're going to do. They're going to get their voices heard. It's going to be powerful. But it needs to be heard by everybody.
We just want everyone to know that no detail is too small. Something that you may think didn't matter, matters. No matter what kind of relationship Dana had with people before she disappeared. Those people who knew her best and who loved her and were her family need to be taken seriously, because anything helps. So if anyone out there has any information regarding the disappearance of Dana Bruce, you can contact us through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or email at missinginmissouri@gmail.com, and soon we'll have a line set up as well. Stay tuned for the next episode for the phone number that you can call us. Whether you're someone who has a tip or a lead about Dana, or you're just a listener who wants to call, we'll have that line set up by the next episode. If anyone has any information regarding the disappearance of Dana Bruce, you can contact the Missouri State Highway Patrol. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Zach.
This is Missing in Missouri.